Welcome back. This is Sealchan, and this is my Minecraft Alpha 1.0 progressive Longplay. I am decked in gold because this is the research phase of round 20. Today, we're going to tell the stories of several blocks and items that we've encountered in this game. Because those stories have, for the most part, come to an end. Alright, first of all, we do not have our research chests here. So let's go back to the LC Cavern mining complex workshop research archive. My goal in this series is to experience each. I see you, creeper. I see you, creeper. Experience each block and item in a meaningful, progressive way. From the moment that we discover it until the time we first put it to use. From the time when we build a farm or quarry to source it, or a workshop to craft it, till the time we put it to use. So today we have several blocks and items whose story has come to an end. Not that we won't continue to use them, but that it will, for the most part, be simply a matter of repetition as needed. Okay, let's talk about our golden. Start with the tools. I'm going to treat the axe, the hoe, the golden pickaxe, the shovel, and the sword all together. These items I discovered in research once we had achieved not only mining a whole stack of gold ore, but smelting those into gold ingots and learning that you can craft from gold ingots and wood the same sets of tools that you can craft from wood alone or in combination with cobblestone or iron. Since gold was the rarest resource so far that I have achieved for crafting tools. I certainly did not want to commit to using them regularly, for I know that I would simply wear them out. Indeed, the durability of gold items, as I understand it, has always been significantly less than that of iron. So I came up with the idea that I would use them in a kind of ceremonial way, as I'm doing now, during the research phase, when I don't anticipate needing to use them at all. So that's what I'm doing. And with them put to that use, their story is done. Of course, over the next rounds, I'll be putting on or equipping my golden tools during the research phase. So that will continue. But the progression has reached its final destination. Alright. Now if you'll excuse me for just a moment, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Next, let's talk about our gold armor. Pretty much, the story is the same, with the golden tools and weapons. Rare resource, lower durability. So I found a use for them as the armor I wear during the research phase, when I don't anticipate as much the need to use it. Let's talk about the gold block. Like the iron block, it's a convenient way to compact the storage of gold ingots. Not that in this game I have a concern with having too much iron. It must be in later versions that iron becomes more available, and perhaps even gold. So, the only use I could think of, aside from compacted storage, which may never ever come, is that we should put at least one block in a decorative sense inside the treasury to denote that this mine is a gold mine, and that we have taken out a stack of gold from it. And with that placement on the floor of the treasury, the story of the gold block, or the block of gold, has come to an end. If somehow I find some vast quantity of gold I don't know what to do with, then I'm sure we'll be able to craft it into blocks. Maybe store it in a chest. Okay. Let me check a thing here. Alright. Let's head back to Elsie in the Builder's Workshop to talk about the other items and blocks. I'm going to collect any leather. I suppose if the mobs are sensible to this, they see me in gold, they'll learn that they have the upper hand. Okay. One item that I failed to discuss in the last research round, whose story has come to an end, is the brick block. After gathering clay balls, smelting them into bricks, and crafting those bricks into brick blocks, I decided that the best use I could put them to would be to craft chimneys. So having done so for this kitchen, although I have not done it here, I guess I was hesitant to change the visual style of this room. But having done so here, I have completed the bricks block progression and used it in a build. Now, if I happen to need to create another kitchen or another chimney, I can certainly consider using the bricks to do that. I have a lot of clay now. It did take a while to get to that point, but having got there, I am rich in clay, and so I can, from this point forward. Okay, there's a cave. From this point forward, make liberal use of brick in any builds, which primarily would be the railway or the museum. So we'll see. Something about the railway intrigues me. We'll see if it comes to anything. Bricks come a little late as well, just as with bread, which we'll get to next. But that's the way it goes when you're working a system. Okay, finally, bread. Bread comes very late, it seems, but we put it to use in a previous episode by equipping it in my personal inventory. When I ever run out of food, I will take some cooked pork chops and some bread from the kitchen. Fill up my fifth column here, which I dedicate to food. Having done that, of course, I will continue to do that throughout the rest of the series, but its progression has been completed. And so, along with all the other blocks I've mentioned in this episode, we appreciate and give recognition to the parts that they play in our sense of achievement and progression and meaning in this game called Minecraft. I hope you enjoy these block and item stories. I perhaps should tell them a little more thoroughly than I have, but Some of these crafted items, stories come from the stories of other vlogs. And perhaps in future episodes I will tell that whole story. But for now, let the music take us to the end of the episode. I hope you've enjoyed, and I hope to see you in the next. Take care.